I'm hungry. Hi guys, gals and non-binary pals, welcome back to Budget with Ira. My name is Ira and I am on a debt-free journey. I am on a debt-free journey because I am an absolute moron and I racked up over £13,000 worth of debt. On this channel, I share my debt payoff progress every single week so that me and my boyfriend can achieve our dream of owning our first home together. If you'd like to support me and my boyfriend with this dream, please consider subscribing. It makes a huge difference to the channel. Thank you so much if you have already. I post debt and budget related content twice a week and I love growing this little community. Anyway, in today's video, I will be checking in for week 1 of July's budget. It's gone okay. I've spent a lot of my sinking funds, which is absolutely crazy because I haven't spent any in such a long time. But that's what they're there for, so I'm really pleased to actually have the money for it, and I'll tell you all about my water bill later on. I'm sure you're bored of looking at this really pink face. Let's go ahead and take a look in my homemade budget planner. Okay, so here we are in the first week of June. I'm trying a new camera setup at the moment, so hopefully it's not too wobbly. I am trying out something that might be a bit wobbly and I might need to make some adjustments, but if it's too wobbly, please bear with me, I will fix it for the next video. Okay, so normally when I check in, the first thing that I look at is debt and bills, but this time I'm going to have a quick look at sinking funds because I have spent from my sinking funds this week, which is okay, that's what they're there for. So let's go through them first. So on the 2nd, I bought some euros and some dollars. It wasn't technically a sinking fund spend, but I'm tracking it anyway. On the 3rd, I gave my boyfriend his money for medical, so he hasn't bought the medication yet, but it's left me and he's got the money now. So as far as I'm concerned, it's spent. On the 5th, I paid my water bill. So this bill was fully funded and we'd saved up £150 and the water bill ended up being £125.47. Carry on watching if you'd like to see what I did with the remainder of the money. And on the 6th, I spent from the birthday sinking fund to treat myself to a haircut. Now I think about this in 2 ways. Number 1, it was lovely that I could afford a haircut and I had money there for it. But secondly, a haircut is not a treat, it is a necessity, it is something that I need to do. So going forward, what I am going to try and do is to budget £30 each for me and my boyfriend to have a haircut each month because we need our haircut every month. I will endeavour to budget for a haircut each month because it's not a treat and it shouldn't be something that I need to take out of my birthday money. That is literally my birthday present to myself. Let's move over to bills first. So on the 2nd, DVLA came out and it was £27.18. Car service 1 came out on the 4th and it was £13.20. Netflix came out on the 6th and it was £5.99. Pet insurance came out on the 4th as well, which was weird and not expected, but at least I budgeted for it, and it was £14.09. Again, weird. And on the 2nd, we spent £180 on our habits. So those were the 5 bills that we did. There's not too many bills left to pay for. Okay, those are bills paid for. Let's move over to debt. Okay, so the only debt I've actually paid for so far this month was store card. I paid the minimum on that and that was £36.61. I also made an additional payment to the credit card on the 5th for the remaining of the water sinking fund. So that was £24.53. And that was just what was left over after the £150. So I'm not going to record it in the planner because I've still got my big payment to make. Let's move over to my check-in. Okay, so today I'll be checking in for spending, groceries, petrol, social, and unbudgeted. Getting the numbers from the budget, I started off with £200 for spending, no, £100 for spending, £200 for groceries, £100 for petrol, £100 for social, and I don't budget anything for unbudgeted. So that's £500. Okay, I didn't add anything in other than what I opened with. Okay, so let's talk about what I spent. On the 2nd, I spent £5 on lunch. On the 3rd, I spent £1.93 on lunch. On the 4th, I spent £2.11 on lunch. On the 5th, I spent £4.43 on lunch. On the 5th, I bought a phone stand for £4.99, which is what I'm filming with now, so I might be throwing this out if the footage is super wobbly. And on the 7th, I spent £4.46 on lunch. So my total spend on spending for last week was £23.02. which should leave me with £76.98. Okay, so I've got my little spending envelope here. This is a little prototype I'm playing with. So I have 20, 40, 50, 60, 75, 6, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 5, 6, 7, 8. Spot on. Moving on to groceries. Now this fund, I have decided to do it cashless. I've moved it to a separate account. It literally just makes my life easier. Cash works for a lot of things for me, but for some things it doesn't work for me. So budgeting is as difficult as it is anyway, so I don't need to make it any more difficult for myself. So groceries is now cashless and I'm using a card, so I can very accurately let you know exactly where my money is. On the 3rd, I spent £12.75. I think I was just getting something quick for dinner because we didn't really have anything in the house, and I think I made a Thai green curry actually. It was nice. On the 4th, I spent £37.73. So this was our weekly shop. So on the 6th, I spent £6.07 on groceries, and that was things like toothpaste, things that I forgot when I did the shop on Sunday. And on the 7th, I spent £14.16. We always have pizza night on a Wednesday because we both work very, very late nights on the Wednesday, so we don't want to be cooking anything, but we also don't want to get a takeaway because that costs more. So we got some pizzas, he got some breaded mushrooms and just some bits to go with it. We also got like other bits for the rest of the week as well. So that's done for the week and it's not too much money. So we ended up spending £70.71. It's more than I'd like to do in a week, but I mean, I had to get things. I'm just gonna see how it goes. That leaves me with 29.29, which is much better than what June looked like. Okay, moving over to petrol. So on the 2nd, I put £30 in my tank. I desperately needed it. So I'm just gonna put that in here. So I spent 30 and I have 70 left. Again, this is on a separate account. It's much easier to use my card, so that is also a cashless one. For social, I had one spend, and that was on the 8th, and the 8th was my birthday, and we went out for a meal, just me and my boyfriend, and it was really nice. So that costs £40, and we should have 60 left over. This is the social envelope that we still use to this day, 20, 40, 60. I don't know what we're going to spend that on, but at least we've got it for the rest of the month. Okay, and the last category we have is unbudgeted. I normally do a quick scan for that. I had one unbudgeted spend, and before you say anything about it's bad to have an unbudgeted spend at the start of the month, listen, it is what it is. I built in a buffer for a reason. So I built in a £30 buffer and I've spent it already. So we had an unbudgeted spend on the 6th, and this was for my boyfriend's car insurance. So he doesn't actually have a payment for car insurance this month because his policy has ended. So we used to pay £30.56 for his policy, but he's actually found a much cheaper provider for the next year, and it's going to cost less than £15, but there was an initial sign up fee of £26.59, so it's going to save us £15 every month. So I was quite satisfied with that as a spend. So I'm not mad at that. We had an unbudgeted spend of £26.59, which brings unbudgeted so far this month to minus £26.59. I really hope we don't do any more, because then I'm taking away from debt repayment. So last week we spent £190.32. That is a fair bit of money, and we have remaining £336.27. So as long as I'm spending about £110 each week, it's pretty fine. So that concludes week 1's check-in. Hi guys, gals and non-binary pals, thank you so much for getting to the end of the video. I genuinely appreciate it when you do that. If you haven't already, please consider liking, commenting and subscribing, because that makes a huge difference to me and my channel. The next video I've got planned is July's cash stuffing, and it is a doozy. Did you see that guy? How scary. As I said, the next video that I have planned is July's cash stuffing for all my sinking funds, and I really enjoy doing that. So please consider ringing that notification bell, because you will get an alert the second that I post it. Until next week's video, guys, gals and non-binary pals, thanks so much for watching. Bye.